It is said you don't drown by falling into the water. You drown by remaining in it. Anybody who's learning to walk will naturally trip many times. But every time you trip, it should be to learn the secret of a better walking. Those who succeed also fail, but they just continue. They carry on at it, and slowly success comes. As somebody said, the hero is not somebody who is brave, but one who is brave for 10 minutes longer. No discussion on success can be complete without a strategy for handling problems, for they are ubiquitous. As the infamous Murphy's Law states, if anything can go wrong, it will. There are some who have learned how to look on problems as challenges and utilize the opportunities inherent in them to rise upwards, while others with defective attitudes, they crush, they get crumbled and break down in the face of hardships. Let me share with you the story of Sindhutai Sapkal. Sindhutai Sapkal, she was born in Wardha in eastern Maharashtra. It is the cotton belt, extremely dry, arid region, and naturally there's a lot of poverty there. She didn't even get the privilege of studying well in school. She had to take her parents' buffaloes out to graze. And when the buffaloes would go into the lake to bathe, she would go to school as a 6-year-old. And her teacher would hit her for coming late. And when she would return, the neighbors would beat her because her buffaloes had gone into their fields. And when she was only 11 years old, she was married off to a 21-year-old. Now from him, in due course, she had 3 children. The 4th child was in her womb, and she became an activist because the local mafia, this was the cow dung mafia, they would force the women to lift the cow dung and then they would sell it off. She went and complained to the collector against the mafia's exploitation of the village women. The mafia got annoyed, and one of them came to Sindhutai's husband and complained against her that she has an affair with me. The husband believed, and he went to the extent of saying that the child in her womb is mine. The husband, after that person's departure, he beat his wife so badly, and when she was almost unconscious, he dragged her to the cow's shed, and there the cow protected her and prevented her from being beaten up further. She gave birth to a child and cut the umbilical cord with a stone. She took the child and went off to her parents' home. They refused to take her. Now this was a real problem. Think about it. That little lady with a newborn baby. To prevent molestations, she started staying in graveyards and in cremation grounds. So she says that she would gather grain and cook it over the funeral pyres, because in cremation grounds nobody would disturb her. She thought of committing suicide. She went to the railway track and she was about to jump onto it to put an end to her life when she heard a moaning. There was this miserable old man, and she decided to help him. That gave her such relief. She thought, I need to make this the goal of my life. It will give me peace to help the poor and the downtrodden. But how can I do it? She was sitting under the shade of a tree and she realized the branch was half broken and hanging, and yet it was giving her shelter. So she decided that I may not have much, but with whatever I have, I can help others. On the railway station were orphans, poor children left there by their parents. These are the very children who become the cause of crime in every city. And she decided to mother them. She adopted a few of them. She would beg and take care. And slowly her wards started increasing. She came to be known as the mother of the orphans. Now the general public started coming to help her. Her own children, 3 of them, came to know. They started supporting her. In the meantime, she thought, I should not be partial towards my child. She gave her away in an orphanage. Finally, she had 1,000 orphans. Many of them grew up to be postgraduates and PhDs and accomplished civil servants. Sindhu Tai Sabkal, she says, the high point was when my husband came to me for shelter, he was broken, repentant and miserable. She said, I adopted him not as a husband but as a child. He is my naughtiest child. She received many accolades later on. She was awarded all around the world. Here was one lady who had so many problems but refused to be suppressed by them. When we think I have a problem, think of those who have got bigger issues, then you will not feel so discouraged. The important thing is to learn from your failures. So, today, let us discuss the mindset required in the face of problems. First point, expect problems. If you have a job, you can only justify your salary by the fact that you are solving problems that you face. Some naive people say, I work and why do I get problems while working? If you did not get problems, there would be no reason for you to have a job. Your primary job in any position is problem solver. So to think I should not get any problems is like somebody saying, I am a vegetarian, so no bull should charge me. How simple-minded it is. Problems are a fact of life. Expect them. How do you know that you are progressing? Let's say you are climbing a hill. The journey is uphill. Similarly, you are progressing in life. If you know that there are difficulties and challenges that you have to face. Many people, they keep a very, very black and white perspective and only think of one aspect. A child is born to them, he will be the next Shravan Kumar and he will serve us all our life. Now that child, he grows up to become Rakshas Kumar. And the parents have a heart attack. We never expected he will be like this. Why did you not expect? You should have kept both possibilities in mind. So think problems can arise. Like the cartoonist Ashley Brilliant, he says, I like to take one day at a time, but recently many days have attacked me together. The second, anticipate problems. You expect them. It is said that the blow that knocks you out is the one you were not anticipating. It may not be the hardest. So, when you anticipate, you prepare for it in advance. You have a policy to handle crisis. One child, he had gone to collect his final exam grades from school, and he realized that he's failed. So he texted his mother, I have failed in math, prepare dad. The mother texted back, Dad is prepared, prepare yourself. So, this is anticipating. That doesn't mean you keep worrying. Anticipate with positivity. One lady, she woke up her husband at 2 a.m. in the morning and said, My dear husband, it seems there's a burglar in the house. So he went down and he found himself staring in the face of a revolver. There was actually a burglar. So the burglar, he asked him to hand over. He handed over the jewelry, the cash. Finally, when the burglar was about to depart, this man said, Mr. Thief, if you don't mind, I'd like you to come and meet my wife. She has been expecting you since the last 20 years. That is worrying about problems unproductively. You anticipate them in a productive manner. And then the third point, face the problem. Don't be like the ostrich who sees the problem and ducks its head into the mud. That is running away from them. A few decades ago, there was a commercial on television of the elephant in the room. The commercial showed an ordinary American household where people were going about doing their works, and in the room was an elephant. But people were doing their stuff as if there is no elephant present. This is running away from it. So face the problem, but put it in its proper perspective. It is only a problem, it is not the end of the world. Marriage counselors will tell you that couples who become estranged and maybe even divorce, it all started off with a little thing. The wife said that I need to watch this housekeeping channel. And the husband said, no, I wish to watch the cricket channel. That is all it was about. But then they increased that problem. They made such a huge thing out of it. तुम तो कभी हमारी सुनती ही नहीं हो, तुम हमारी कभी मानती ही नहीं हो. And then they start becoming historical. You see, one man, he said to his friend, it is 9 o'clock, I need to go home. He said, why don't you stay one more hour? You know, if I stay one more hour, my wife will become historical. So he said, become hysterical you mean? No, she will become historical. She will remember all the episodes that took place in the last 20 years. So making mountains out of molehills, just put the problem in its proper perspective. How do you do that? You think of people who have bigger problems. It was not even 100 years ago. The world was in a huge global war. where people were in trenches in front of tanks with dynamites blowing up here and there. And what is our problem now? You know, the temperature is 76. I wanted it at 72 degrees Fahrenheit. What a big problem. So there is a difference between actually a big problem and our mind making it a big problem. Think of people who have faced bigger issues. It is said you don't drown by falling into the water. You drown by remaining in it. Anybody who's learning to walk will naturally trip many times. But every time you trip, it should be to learn the secret of a better walking. The failures might be surprised to hear that those who succeed also fail. But they just continue. They carry on at it, and slowly success comes. As somebody said, the hero is not somebody who is brave, but one who is brave for 10 minutes longer. Your ability to hold on. So, problems will come. We should be prepared for them. We should face them with the proper attitude and learn from them. See the hidden opportunities that arise in the face of these challenges.